Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I'm going to move my logo tree, this is a bunjin premna, onto the new bench. And it really doesn't need any work because it really hasn't grown since the last time I trimmed it. So I'm going to just take it over to the new bench, and that will be 5 large trees. And so we'll move over to the new bench right now. We now have 5 trees, the largest, heaviest trees, right down the center of the bench. This is my portulacaria jade, then my bunjin premna, and then the tiger bark retusa. And then I didn't really do much with this tree either because it didn't need it. This is a narrow leaf ficus, and then the other portulacaria jade. So now it's time to fill in the rest of the bench. And I'm going to take trees that are 6 or 8 inches high in 5 or 6 inch pots and lay them along this 1x6, and then the mames will go outside here. So I'm going to start on that. Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I'm going to work on this dwarf jade. This is, oh well, they're a little taller than my scissors. Now there's a accurate description. It's actually probably about 8 to 10 inches. And it's a nice tree. It's got a very nice trunk, decent movement, nice canopy. But our first main branch is very weak, very weak. It's got this strange looping growth that right now I'm going to leave because, as I've explained in other videos, I want to save this branch. Now I'm looking at this tree and I'm thinking, okay, if we take that branch away, it's still a decent tree. I can make this the first main branch and this here the second branch. But for now I'm going to try to promote this. So the way I promote a weak branch is not to cut any of the tips and then cut all the tips of the growth that's directly above it. And that will coax the tree, hopefully, into sending more energy into this branch. And you notice all 4 of the little tips are all pointing straight up, so that's a good sign. Whenever I'm wiring a branch, especially if I'm going to be wiring it down, especially considerably, so if we're going to take this guy way down like this, then you want to wire the tips up. Tips that shoot down just don't do well. Tree just says, well, that branch doesn't need any more sap. And then the rest of it is just the basic trimming. Now the second main branch, or first, if this one doesn't make it, has pretty decent ramification. It's got lots of branching, so it's very healthy. The apex is a little weak too. I do have the feeling that this guy is also very root bound. Oops, what do you think? Root bound? And we'll give him a root pruning and a repotting in the spring also. And remember, I live in zone 10 in the US, so spring where I live, at least I define it as about the 15th of February. Oops, God, look at that. I was going to trim those guys. Just so into trimming. Then when a finished tree is being trimmed, the more little tips you cut, the thicker the branches will become, the denser the foliage will become. And so that's looking pretty good. It definitely needs of repotting. Repotting, fresh soil. I like the pot. The pot works pretty well with this tree. I don't think I need to repot. So put it in the same pot, maybe just a little tiny bit larger pot. And I can make that decision once we get to February or March. But it's already the end of October, so it'll be here in the blink of an eye. So that's a good start on this tree. I'm going to take him over to the bench, and then the next tree I do will be very similar in size to this, and then I'll put it on the other side of the bench to even out the weight. So I'm sure I've got time to do another tree, so I'll get to doing that. This is yet again another portulacaria, and I featured this tree already in a video. And you'll notice that since that video, it produced all these adventitious buds. All these little bits right here have all emerged since I cut it back. And they have nothing to do with the design of the tree. Obviously, first main branch, second main branch, back branch, auxiliary branches. And I wired this branch into place so that this guy will become the apex, which is also a little weak, but with time we can strengthen that up. This first main branch is also a little funky. It's got this very heavy piece right here and probably needs to come down like that. Probably need to bring both main branches down, and that will really create more of a vision of age. But for now, I'm just focused more on just giving them a light trimming and getting them onto the new bench. And I have the feeling that this critter is also pretty root bound. What do you say? Do you agree? Okay. So another subject for repotting in the spring. It's going to be a very busy spring. And since they have nothing to do with the tree, and since the root base, got a very nice root base, the root base in the trunk is already in decent proportion, I certainly don't need a sacrifice branch. So we're taking all of this little stuff off. I really don't like this big knob. I'm just going to shorten the new growth that's coming out of there. I think I'll leave what I'm hoping will be the apex to let it get stronger. And that's about it for this tree too. Okay. So this is a much more upright tree. And if we bring this branch forward and down, and this branch forward and down, it will begin to be what I call the live oak style. Huge tree with a huge trunk, low, thick branches that swoop down with a very round canopy, much like a lot of the way live oaks grow. So that's it for this video. So we got 3 more trees onto the bench. And I'm really happy with how much space the bench is going to give me to put more trees out there. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be able to watch this and the other trees that I've done in the recent past as I continue to style them and maintain them and work them as they age. In February we'll be doing a whole bunch of repotting, so please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and that's about it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.